Twitch literally denies everyone on the first try.
That's a thing?
Yeah,
I was like, are you kidding me? They denied me. And
it's like, you need 75 viewers, and it's like, I'm sitting here at 300, and they're like, no, it's actually, it's not enough for us yet. It's, what was that?
Exactly. I literally had an average of like 125. I'm like, that's good enough. It's 75 like average. And they denied me. I was a little bit hurt, not gonna lie.
I was more hurt though, because like I started it, I got like 10K followers within like 25 days. I had like 1,200 people averaging on my streams, playing a 20-year-old video game. I had all these people just sitting in my Twitch chat, helping me play the video game.
Yeah.
And then I hit that thing, I had to wait a couple days because like I hit it too fast almost.
Yeah.
And then when I applied for it, it took them like 2 weeks to get back to me just to tell me like I didn't get it. And I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
You gave up.
I was like, I don't want to do this.
He literally gave up, guys. He said, I'm not gonna try this
I'm
anymore.
quitting. You reject me once, I'm out.
Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the world. I'm your host, Chase Demore.
And Gabrielle Moses.
And today we are honored, privileged, blessed with the special presence of one of my really good friends, Tyler Robinson. Tyler, you want to say hi to the people?
What's up, guys? I'm excited to be here, and really hyped to talk to you guys today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so recently, the reason Tyler's here today is Tyler, he's actually goes by Sarth online. Sarth?
Yep, Sarth.
Okay, he's a Twitch streamer, YouTuber, does great edits from a variety of different video games. Obviously, like everybody knows I'm a big Warcraft fan. Gab plays somehow as well. But, I am a big fan of him. My uncle actually wanted a picture with him at BlizzCon because we've been watching him for years. He's a really nice guy. And basically, we just have a list of those questions that, nobody really wants to ask. But
we're going to find out a lot about you.
We're going to learn a lot about you today.
Good. It should be fun. On stream all day, I get to share pretty much my life. So, like, I'm an open book. Ask anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started... Well, I'm from mostly California and Southern California, and I started kind of as not doing anything in gaming. Like growing up, gaming was not the cool thing to do. It's interesting because now everyone talks about it and everyone knows.
Want to be like Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
Or Kick.
Kick.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing when you were growing up, and so like it was the captain of the basketball team, the captain of the soccer team, and the tennis team. But at home, I was always going for like rank 1 in the world in World of Warcraft. I just couldn't tell that to anyone there.
So you hit it?
Now I've hit rank 1 almost. I'm very consistently rank 1 in the world. And
that's ridiculous.
Very, very consistently.
And for those people that don't know how hard that is, you guys see, like I post a game all the time. I've probably put thousands of hours in my life. I would dedicate my entire middle school and high school to playing this game. And I think the best I've ever got was like 2,200, which is...
2,200? I thought you were going to say 22.
No,
I was like, wait a minute.
2,200 is actually pretty... For a
That's
casual,
good. It's millions. There's millions of people.
2,200 is good.
That's got to be Gladiator.
That's pretty good. I was
going to say 2,200. You guys are
See, I hear from your friends that you're not good.
Okay, so first of all, to break this down, there's 2 versions of this video game that you can play. Like there's the aspect of what he's talking about where you kill everybody else. And then there's the aspect of what Clay's talking about where you kill computer people.
Okay, fair.
He does like that aspect. But Sarth actually, your guild did world first.
World first of the new raid that just came out. We did world first. I got really into like that all aspect of competitiveness translates to the game. And I got really into speed running, and that's a big part of it. And we're always the world's fastest guild, like pretty consistently. And there's usually a few hundred guilds that try to compete, but it's like any like sports franchise where there's like 2 or 3 teams that are at the top and like kind of on another level of everyone else.
Yeah.
And we're always #1, and the other 2 teams are like really close. And every now and then they'll like take it away for like a week, and then we'll just peak back up and take it.
So you guys, I would say like it's more like esports. It's actually like you have to like practice these things. It's like a routine. It's not like you can't just like do what she does and just hop in the video.
That's literally what I do. I just go, let's play.
Somehow she's managed to get to level 47 in hardcore, which I don't understand.
There we go. That's pretty great, actually.
Yeah, I just kind of play. I don't know.
Like I had to go in there and like change her abilities around because she still uses like rank 1 of things.
I was telling him about how like the clothes, I never know what clothes to put on my character.
She does things based off of what it looks like. And somehow
I'm like, this is cute.
It could work.
It
doesn't work in the game.
Yeah.
But I like the idea.
I do try.
Aesthetics are important. Aesthetics are important. Looking
is.
badass. Generally, once you get like higher in any sort of game, like the more badass looking is better. not the more cute is better. Generally.
Yeah.
But,
See, that's my issue. But here's my question for you. When did you start like actually taking gaming seriously? Like when were you like, oh my gosh, this could be a full-time thing?
Yeah, so right before COVID happened, I was full-time doing music production. So I was a DJ and ghost producer and radio show writer for a lot of the biggest DJs in the world.
Wow.
So it's interesting that like if you haven't seen or if you ever listen to like Sirius XM or anything like that, every artist has like a weekly or monthly radio show. And so the easiest part of that was I would just like, you write that and you choose the songs, or some of them are more involved and you pick the songs together. And then you do a little bit of production in the mixing. And then you send them like a script and they're like, this is where I found that song. And then
no way.
Breaking that up. But so that, and then a lot of artists like to have like the initial version of songs or ideas written like together with someone. And so that was my career until COVID happened, when every artist wanted to be in the studio in person with you. So then I couldn't do that. I had a relationship at the time in Arizona. I was actually in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, so then instead of coming back here, it was like every artist is here or in Vegas or like Afrojack's in Dubai. And if you can't go anywhere, then pretty much I was like, I'm just gonna start streaming video games. And I had gotten like, maybe like the max I had gotten was like rank 7 or something in the world. And
Max, like that's like unbelievable for how many people play video games.
And you did that for fun before.
Yeah, you weren't getting paid to do this. You're just doing it.
No. I like the competitive nature of anything. I'm always competitive. I'm sure you guys are like,
bro, you look like an athlete.
Yeah.
Like,
that's crazy. So one day you just quit your job.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, I'm gonna become a streamer.
Well, it was a very slow burn. I did quit because it was like I couldn't go move and work with everybody else. So I kind of quit, and it was a slow burn of like starting off on stream. Whenever you're starting, there's no discoverability on Twitch, and YouTube does because it's searchable, but Twitch literally, there's no way to grow other than growing on YouTube or now TikTok, if that wasn't really around. And so what I did was I just made videos on like, this is how I'm doing so well, or like, this is how I do these things. And it's a lot about changing your mentality. And if you can change your mentality and like think about the best way to do something, in video games, it's called min-maxing. It's really a cheesy term, but if you can figure out how to optimize any situation, you can apply that as you play any sort of game. So if I can teach people to do that, then they'll be like, oh, I have other questions. So then they would come over to the YouTube channel. And like COVID was the perfect storm for this, because like now I'm just home, kind of not working realistically. And I was like, I guess I'm just gonna do this all the time. And it was like a very quick rise to being like a mid-small level.
Yeah.
It was.
You're like, I was doing okay.
It was a very quick rise to being able to pay rent. Which is like the start of Twitch, realistically. Like Twitch is like I wouldn't say Twitch is generally super financially lucrative for anyone just starting out until you reach like some sort of real growth. And it just happens to start with like YouTube and like TikTok or any other platform that can redirect traffic over.
Yeah.
And a very quick shout out to our sponsor for this podcast episode. It is Factor. It makes life a lot easier. You guys know with this holiday season, things get a little bit busy. And I don't know about you, Chase, but are you wanting to cook and clean and do all of that?
Listen, you guys know me, you know I'm the most busy person out there. I hate doing all the prep work, the cutting, the chopping, the storing. But with Factor Meals, you don't have to do that anymore. It eliminates all that prep time that you need to do. I swear by these guys, they make high quality foods, not just dinner. You can make breakfast, lunch, snacks, all of it on Factor.
And the amazing thing about it is there's over 35 different meals a week that you get to choose from, and they are curated by some amazing chefs at Factor. You can also pick, if you're counting your calories, watching your figure, you can get smart calorie choice meals. Or if you want protein plus, you can go for that too and get 30 grams of protein in one single meal. They even have smoothies and juices. They have everything you could think of.
Listen guys, like you know me, I'm a picky eater. I don't like a lot of foods, and with Factor, I have a variety of choices I could go through for days and pick what I would want to eat.
And it's ready in just 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
If you are on the go, if you need something quick, definitely go and check them out, and be sure to use our code unscripted50 to get 50% off. All you have to do is search factormeals.com/unscripted50 and get that discount code.
Go eat up, guys. Happy holidays.
Back to the podcast.
So for those min-maxing is just the minimal amount of work for the maximum amount of outcome. That's the term.
Pretty much. It's technically, I guess it would be like the minimal amount of like useless time you're doing, or like the minimal amount of waste and the maximum amount of like throughput or output you get in anything. So like it's the nerdiest, and like that's like
it's
just trying.
It's just for the people that don't understand.
It's pretty much being a tryhard. It's pretty much being a tryhard.
Like we call them sweats.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sweats. So Moses actually, so she starts Twitch. Hers actually blew up quite fast.
Go look at my Twitch, everyone who's listening. Gab Moses.
It was like one of those things, like you were saying, it's really hard to start something and you don't really see like a big turnaround for a while. So she was actually really discouraged because she hit like 25 days or something on Twitch before you can apply for the partnership.
Yeah.
And so she applied for the partnership and they denied her, but then you come to find out.
They always do.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Twitch literally denies everyone on the first try.
That's a thing?
Yeah,
I was like, are you kidding me? They denied me. And
it's like you need 75 viewers, and it's like I'm sitting here at 300, and they're like, no, it's actually it's not enough for us yet. What was that?
Exactly. I literally had an average of like 125. I'm like, that's good enough. It's 75 like average. And they denied me. I was a little bit hurt, not gonna lie.
I was more hurt though, because like I started it, I got like 10K followers within like 25 days. I had like 1,200 people averaging on my streams, playing a 20-year-old video game. I had all these people just sitting in my Twitch chat, helping me play the video game.
Yeah.
And then I hit that thing, I had to wait a couple days because like I hit it too fast almost.
Yeah.
And then when I applied for it, it took them like 2 weeks to get back to me just to tell me like I didn't get it. And I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
You gave up.
I was like, I don't want to do this.
He literally gave up, guys. He said, I'm not gonna try this
I'm
anymore.
quitting. You reject me once, I'm out.
Exactly.
I
Shows on dating shows.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's them. I have a hard time with rejection. Like,
Exactly. You really do. But another question that I have, why did you play World of Warcraft versus like Call of Duty?
Yeah, that seems like, because I was listening to Asmund talk about this, and he was talking about like, well, if you want the girls and you want the big paychecks, play Valorant. Like, it seems like...
Yeah, World of Warcraft is not the sexiest game to play by
I
any
think
means.
so. What are you talking about? You see
Yeah,
my
for
Mage
us-
Blade?
But like, think about this. Anyone watching this, everyone has played World of Warcraft. Like everyone who plays video games, you've played World of Warcraft. It's where everyone started, and it's when they re-released the original version of the game, Classic, it was like this nostalgia hit, perfectly timed right before COVID, where no one had to go into work. So everyone was back home just playing video games again with your friends. So
A 20-year-old video game.
yeah, 20-year-old video game, the original version of it.
Yeah.
And so like I just got re-hooked. Like it was what I played. It was my vice, growing up. Outside of sports, it was like my like go home, no one but your close friend group knows. We all log on and hang out and play. But like now it's like I didn't care about that anymore. It was like just very social about it, and it came back at the perfect time where I wasn't working anymore, and then it just like I just kept doing it, and I have so much fun with it. It's crazy. I have so much fun with the game because it's always evolving. That's what keeps me hooked, and I feel like anyone who's ever played it, it's like a weird addiction.
Nah,
I see him hooked on it.
She actually is like, she gets upset because like I'll get home and I'll have like these boxes and I'll open up the box and it'll be like what I get last night was the collector's edition of Burning Crusade. She's like, you did not spend X amount of dollars on that. I was like, this one wasn't that expensive, but like she was talking about, I was looking at like an original sealed vanilla collector's edition off of eBay, and the guy wanted 10 grand for it. And I was like, I don't know.
I'm like,
you thought about it?
I did.
You thought about it? That's wild.
And then there was one, the Wrath of the Lich King, I think was going for like $2
Don't
grand.
even get him started. Don't get him started.
I bought
on this.
one and it cost me like 400 euros. It came out to like 480 bucks or something.
For a box. Like, I'm sorry.
To look at. But to be fair, like this is the same guy. Like, for me, like I buy like the Pokemon cards. I got like a Charizard. Like, don't talk to me about my Charizard. I got a Charizard card. Like,
I got 12 Charizards at my parents' house.
Oh no.
No. I got a holographic 1999 Charizard.
Yeah, first editions?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just sitting there.
Don't tell him that.
Oh,
You've opened up.
I had a horrible addiction over
I had
the
to sit
summer.
him down and be like,
Yeah.
Of buying Pokemon cards?
Yeah, if you see my stream room, I'll have to take a photo of it, and it's just
Yeah.
like I have a first edition Mewtwo, Charizard, Bulbasaur. I have a Dark Blastoise. I have like all these really expensive cards, and they're all just mounted on the wall in front of me. And in most people's eyes, they're like, "This is really stupid waste of money." In my eyes, I'm like,
I feel like you buy and like spend your time on whatever makes you happy,
Yeah.
right? And like I literally love that. That's sick. Also, but it's a lot of money. So
All I have to say-
I get your
didn't buy-
POV too. It's like, I get what you're saying.
I didn't buy the video game.
all
did
I
not
have
buy
to
the
say,
video
at least like girls, we spend money on like makeup and some clothing.
Okay.
At least we can use it. You have a
Listen.
card that's
For
You
her-
can, you can use Pokemon cards.
game. Okay.
It's like this
Exactly.
whole thing.
the game.
Yeah, it's like the whole point
It's like
originally.
exactly. And well, she's talking crazy because like she's got this Twitch following now, but it's like I bought the camera, it's my computer, it's my setup.
Hey,
and
I
all
bought
she
the
has-
computer.
all
I
she
bought
has-
a new one.
Okay, I had a computer in there already. So all she has to do is go sit in there, and she was getting like basically filtered followers to her Twitch because this was my next question I was gonna ask you. To grow on Twitch, I was saying to her, and like obviously like I've made friends with, like SFan and like a lot of these other big creators. And I think a lot of the reason I was getting some of these Twitch followers to watch me play World of Warcraft, for example, is I was in their Twitch streams and I'm like talking to them in their Twitch streams and doing stuff with them in game. And my question for you is do you think in order to grow on the platform, to be successful in something like even that video game or any video game really, is you think it's important to invest yourself into the community?
Yeah, I think there's like twofold of it, right? Where you're saying like if you're in their like audience and hanging out, then that audience notices you as well as the other like creator notices you. So like being a part of the general wide community is always very helpful because people then want to like, they'll be your friends. Like Twitch is the quintessential like I'm your friend. We're hanging out while we're like doing this, and that's like the whole point of live streaming is like they can talk to you while you're actually doing anything. And then on top of that, you have like specifically like saying like you were hanging out with like SFan and stuff and like playing with them. It's like any sort of social media needs like collaborations can be so massive for any social media. So much of OTK blew up because everyone was hanging out with Asmongold, and they all like everyone who was a really good content creator just continued to get more and more followers. But a huge initial boom can be from like who you're playing with.
Right.
And I think every game has seen it, especially if we look at like Fortnite when that was like the peak of streaming,
Fortnite.
but like it was, right? It was like everybody was watching streaming, and it was all of these kids watching Fortnite, and they were all watching like Ninja, and then they're like, who's he playing with? And now all of those people are super famous, and they need to be really good content creators at their own right. But you have a huge influx at the start by doing something like that as well.
Yeah, and like just to talk with Asmongold specifically, and like as she knows, like I do I play football and box and all that. Every day, I've
listened to so many
she
of
knows
his
him by
videos.
voice, and it's funny because I take her to BlizzCon and she knows a lot of you guys, like even you, like just by
But
the
by
sound of
voices.
by your
Not
voices.
Yeah.
faces.
Because it's like while I'm
That's
training,
crazy.
I'm watching your videos, I'm watching Asmongold's videos, and Asmon like him and I couldn't be further apart from different people.
Yeah.
But what's funny is like even in the Twitch world, in the gaming world in general, I feel like his mindset just resonates with me and thousands of people. Like I was just listening to him talk about he talks about everything controversial, and the reason I think he does a great job is because he does, sends me to my next question, is it's not just him just playing the video game. He does have a big impact on World of Warcraft and him playing World of Warcraft, but he also does video reactions.
Yeah.
He's a very opinionated male, hard-headed in his 30s. But like what I can respect about him is he backs what he says a lot. And like an example of this is like our recently Pokimane, who's like another live streamer, had like the whole controversial thing about her cookies. And like to me as a content creator, somebody with a platform, I find it super offensive that, she's down talking her audience, like kind of like we were saying earlier with how it's a way for people to talk to you live and feel like they're a part of the community that is, Sarth or Pokimane. How she said the whole thing that was like, well, if you can't afford my cookie, broke boy, this and that. And I went off on her.
I remember that.
I went off to the point where even Asmongold put it on his stream, XQC, like everybody was talking about my tweet specifically because it makes sense. Like talking to you, do you think it's important to be like a variety streamer? And do you think being a variety streamer, you bring in a new audience, do you think it's ever acceptable to be able to, basically downplay the people that are providing for you essentially?
Yeah, the weirdest part of that all is there are streamers whose entire audience likes to be like talked down to, right? It's no, it is.
No
It's a
way.
crazy thing.
Is it like a weird
Yeah,
kink or
no, it's a
something?
total.
Maybe
it's a
that's
total
what you
thing.
should start doing.
I
though.
should start
Some
being
dominatrix
mean.
Yeah.
stuff from her.
It's like they just kind of
Fuzzy
like
ears.
are rude to their viewers, and that's like their thing. I don't know, but it is a
Wait,
whole
that's a
thing.
real
Yeah, it's a
thing?
whole thing, but it's not Pokemon's audience. So like I didn't know the full context of the clip, and I think everyone had to like take the clip and then try to do external research, because in the context of just that clip, it was like really, I was like shocked. I was like, that's
Well,
messed
what
up
was
to
the
say.
context of it? Because maybe I'm not fully
Yeah,
versed on it.
so apparently she was responding just to one person that kept harassing her in her stream about it.
Oh yeah, she
And
tweeted that back
it's,
at me.
It's so easy to get frustrated with like a viewer, and if you're actually, which a lot of streamers don't even, especially at that level, like if your Twitch is moving so fast you don't even see the chat most of the time. But if you do see something and you start hyper focusing on it, that person's gonna try to egg you on for attention. And that's what happened. And it happened. Like it totally got her. And so she was responding to one person, apparently, allegedly. I can't say 100%.
Yeah.
But like just that clip alone, it's like, it's really interesting to see someone like downplay, or like, for lack of a better way of saying it, to talk shit on their audience.
Yeah.
And they're the people that made you rich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what like,
They're paying your bills.
yeah, they're literally like, you're super rich because they watch you. They're donating money. And like the thing about a Twitch streamer is like people will donate to you. They could watch you for free and you'll get advertiser revenue. But people that really love you love to show support, and it's like it's really helpful. But like there's a lot of people I know that like give money to Twitch streamers when they don't have very much money themselves. So like it means a lot for them to be a part of your growth,
Yeah.
and to downplay that was like a huge hit. I think that's why the whole community, like in I literally texted you. I was like,
Yeah.
what the?
Rare chase dub, you're like, typical
Yeah.
chase dub. As I'm getting canceled 24/7 normally. But like I said, like I think that is because everybody plays like a role. I think you can understand, like it's similar to Twitch streaming is like similar to even like Asmon. Like I don't think that the version of that you see of people when they're live streaming is them all the time. It's more of like them, an amplified version of themselves.
Yeah.
You have to
know?
be turned on to be
You're
sitting
always,
in front of a camera.
You're always on, yeah.
Exactly, and I think that it's also important to understand that, okay, like for me, like I play a villain, but sometimes I have to step out of the shell and be like, hey guys, like it's
Sometimes
still,
you have a heart.
it's still fake. It's still not real, and I
Yeah.
think like even like for you, like if I talk to you, like I know you now, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna call you Tyler, and like, you know,
Yeah.
we do like normal things. Versus before, it's like you're Sarth, you're the achievement guy, you're the rank 1 rogue, you do this, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I think it's important to be able to separate real and fake, and I think the thing with Pokimane specifically is she's like a 24-hour. She doesn't play a video game, right? She's just like a
No, she plays video games every now and then. Like she does a lot of variety with like,
Right.
but like it's mostly just hanging out and
she's a hangout,
Talk-
like a
talking.
just chatting.
Yeah, just
See,
chatting.
and that's what's crazy is the differences between guy streamers and girl streamers. Like, how do you deal with that? Because like girls, it's a little bit easier to get views. They do things to
You
get
just sit in a
some more
bathing suit with
views.
some cat ears, you're gonna have sweaty dudes in there. Us, we're like you were saying, you're editing for the next 12 hours
Yeah.
sitting grinding
Yeah.
on videos.
Like, what do you think about that?
It's an interesting thing. I think every form of content has a lot of value if you like are entertaining. What I personally don't understand, but I don't like knock it, but like it doesn't draw me in, is if like you're just watching someone because they're aesthetically pleasing to you,
Yeah.
for lack of a better way of saying it, right?
Right.
And they're not doing anything. They're not
Yeah.
like doing anything entertaining. And there's a lot of that as streamers, a lot of content creators whose like whole entire audience is because of that. And I think that like it's totally fine. Like my avenue as what I look like, I guess, or like what I even love to do is like be competitive.
Yeah.
So like playing at a high level in a game gets me excited, which is also translates to like the stream is like you're having more fun.
Right.
I can hang out with you guys while I'm doing this. So if other people like you don't play games, the biggest entire like venue or the biggest section of Twitch is just chatting. It's always
Which I would never knew
Yeah.
until I got on
See,
Twitch.
I do that mostly because I
Yeah.
can't sit still and being on like one video game. I'm like, okay, like I'm getting bored. This is repetitive. Like
Yeah.
I have to talk. I am a talker.
I'm actually glad she's switched to just chatting because like I run very competitive Call of Duty. Like you,
and you're playing with her and you're like,
No, it's not even that.
I'm not playing with her.
Yeah.
It's how it's connected to your Activision account, right? So she plays.
Oh, she plays on your account.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like my KD is getting nuked.
I know I have a better KD than you. What are you talking about? I have screenshots.
She's playing against bots.
No.
And like the reason she has a better KD is because she practiced on my account. So it's like I would hope when she starts her own,
I'm just
she's at the
better
high
than
level.
you at
But it
it.
wasn't even that. It's when I'm logged into like a ranked game, like I'm expecting to go on there and have like all of my classes, right?
Yeah.
And I go on there and she's got like the worst combo of, she switched all of my classes.
Randomly picked guns.
And I'm like in the
didn't
middle of
once.
a
I
ranked
didn't
match and I can't do anything about it. I'm running sniper classes with a light machine gun in ranked Call of Duty domination. Like I'm gonna get clapped. Like,
Yeah.
Oopsie.
and you just hear me just raging. She's like on her stream and all you hear is, what the fuck? And like my headset go flying. And she's like, oop. And I go back to it and I
I'm
was
like,
like,
sorry, I forgot to tell you.
I was like, why are you changing the classes? She goes, well, somebody came in my chat today and they said like they think that this is, and I was like,
That's a good gun.
you're right. If you're listening to people
No,
in your Twitch
No,
chat,
people on my Twitch stream are so helpful. Like one time I was playing World of Warcraft,
Yeah.
they carried me like through
oh,
a
I'm
few
walking in there,
levels.
she's got like 7 people
He's like,
with
how
her.
did
And
you
I'm
do
like,
that? I'm like,
The
I don't
simp
know.
army. The simp army is so useful right now. It does.
I'm like, they're helping me.
Like, how
They'll
do-
tell me tutorials of how to do things. I'm like, this is
like, how do you have a binding of the Windseeker? Like, what is that?
Do you?
I don't know.
She does. She has a fucking binding. And I was
I'll
like,
just like do random stuff. I don't know the names.
I don't even have a binding.
I just kind of play.
There's one weapon, anyone who's watching, there's one weapon that's the coolest looking weapon, the
The
rarest,
most iconic
iconic thing ever, called Thunder Fury.
But
and you have
someone
one half
said-
of it.
Yeah.
You have one half of
She's
it.
one
Honestly,
bullet
and
of it.
I don't know
Yeah.
the names of like anything. Like when I'm playing, I'm like chatting with everyone and
Yeah.
talking. So I'm not even paying like all of my attention to the game. I'm just like talking. They're telling me what to do, and I'm like, okay. It's like following a little recipe. They're telling me what to do, and I'm
You
just
got people
gonna
in
do
my
it.
guild that are hopping in there helping her do it.
Yeah,
I was
his
like,
guild helps me all the time. I'm like, this is great.
all right, so they're just hearing me screaming in the background playing COD, and meanwhile she's got half of the best weapon in the game, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's fun. I just kind of, do my thing.
All right, so then the next question would be is like, as like we were talking earlier, do you think it's harder for guys or girls? Whatever, you have the simp army, which no offense to anybody out there, I'm glad that
Oh
they
no,
love you.
some of their names are like Gab Simp or
Yeah,
this or
yeah,
that.
they'll make it-
Like I'm not even.
Guys can
convinced.
have that too, though. In WoW, especially right now, WoW's the meta kind of, and Soda Poppin started that guild I was telling you about.
Guys.
Other things, and so everyone who started, all of the biggest streamers, a lot of us started, or of them started playing WoW, or started with WoW, and now everyone's playing WoW again, and there's an entire guild of simps that will follow you around as an army, and you can literally post and be like, I need 10 people to help me kill things for the next 6 hours, and they will do it.
They'll
They
be like,
will do
yes.
it. They will all follow you around for the next 6 hours, just helping you level faster, or
yeah.
for 24 hours, and it's wild, but it makes things a lot faster.
Oh,
and
dude,
it
I
takes
wrote-
a lot longer.
I wrote
Like,
a
it's
whole
nice,
I wrote a
though.
whole in-game letter to Soda Poppin, to everybody in that guild, and I was like, this is me, this is my platform, I want to be in this guild. None of them believed me.
They
first
said
of all.
no?
They're like, they didn't believe me. They're like, bro, I was like, listen, I was at BlizzCon, right?
They're like, bro, Chase doesn't play well.
I was like, bro, like, let me play with you guys. Like regardless of that, but like, I just think that community is just like so strung together. Like against girls too, like that's great. They love to see like a pretty girl play a video game, which is awesome. But like as like for you and like all the other major like WoW streamers that you think like, who do I go to watch videos? I think it's cool that you guys are able to like have this collective army of people to help you do something with their time to help you accomplish something because they genuinely enjoy seeing you win. So,
Yeah, and they're like a part of you getting that thing,
Yeah.
like you getting that item. That's like one of the coolest things in social media, but like in gaming, it's like you can play with me and we can do this together. So like if you see my cool accomplishment, you can literally go tell your friends like, oh, I helped him get that,
Right.
you know, or I helped her get that.
Yeah.
And like that's actually something that's really cool both ways. I mean, there's definitely streamers that take it fully for granted and like don't care and they're like, help me with this, Sims.
Yeah,
But
I've
I
seen
think
those.
but I think it's cool to be able to be like, we did this together.
Yeah.
That was dope.
It's
That
like
was
having
fun.
a relationship, like with your favorite streamer or this or that. I
Yeah.
think that's why people are so dedicated especially on Twitch, because it's like you're talking to your friend.
Right,
you know?
right. And a prime example of that is like yesterday I got home, I was away out of the country looking at houses and stuff, and I came back and I took a photo of my bedroom that I just got a new bed and like wallpaper stuff. And I was like, oh, so nice to be home. And I probably had like 3 people swipe up and be like, you better go thank Gab for that. As if
Because I was Twitch streaming.
I didn't even know.
Setting it up?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I
I
had
didn't
no
tell
idea.
them I was doing it. I just kind of did it.
They're all mad at me because I didn't say thank you to her for setting up.
How dare you?
They'll attack him.
Right.
Like I have some dedicated
Right.
followers.
But like that's not even so like the next thing I want to talk about is like how important do you think it is like yes playing video games is fun and awesome but like the health aspect of that too. Like I know like for example like going back to Asmon, like there's been a lot of memes about him in his bedroom.
And
like
his steaks.
And his steak. Like they've made so many videos about him in this burnt ass steak that I would never eat, no offense to you.
Your flake
Zach.
steak.
But like I've seen like how important do you think it is to enjoy your favorite streamers, enjoy playing video games, but also get outside and touch grass? Like
I think it's rare and becoming more of a social thing though, where like a lot of streamers now you see, especially when they like make it big, they start getting in shape. And I think that's awesome. I think that's like one of the coolest things. I love that like I love working out and I like to be able to like go and work out with people. Like at BlizzCon when we went recently, like I did like a couple like morning workouts before the event. And so it doesn't happen all the time. Asmon is a great example of someone who doesn't like to leave his house. But everyone is trying, I think, now to be healthier and realizing that like staying at home all day and only playing video games and not doing anything else isn't really the best for you.
yeah. We've also seen his room and like, oh my God, that let me tell you.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was like he's got like soda cans. Like,
I wouldn't sleep in Asmongold's room.
not a
I
chance.
wouldn't take a nap.
But
We
to
need
be
like
fair,
an accurate room tour of that though, like
To-
right
yeah.
here, right now.
I know. Asmon, if you're watching this, I want a room tour, bro. Anyways, to talk about it, like I do remember him specifically saying one time that he was trying to get back into, going to the gym and getting a little bit of a workout. And even himself, somebody who doesn't ever leave his house, like S-Fan's been super big into the fitness thing. He's a big Warcraft streamer. He's lost a ton of weight. He looks great.
Yeah,
Sony's leading the pack with
Sony's a beast.
He's a beast. Zaru, I'm like all these fitness guys who play video games as well as stream. I think like they start realizing the importance of what it is that they want to do with their lives, especially think about going into the next thing is like how much money are you making on Twitch? Well, let's take for example Asmon, who has 30,000-40,000 viewers. Let's just say like a tenth of those guys are subs, paying $5-6 a month, like you know what I mean? Plus donos.
At that level, usually the translation's interesting. He'll probably have like as many subs as viewers. So Asmon probably, I don't know if this is true, but I would anticipate Asmon probably has like 40,000 subs.
Oh my
which is
gosh.
like for him, for people that are just starting out on Twitch, the model is it's 50-50 split with Twitch. Terrible model. by the way.
Horrible.
Atrocious.
Twitch fix this.
But once you're above 1,000 subs concurrently, like consistently, and I think this is actually recently switched to be lower. It might be 250, but you can get a 70-30 split now.
I didn't know that.
That's huge.
It doesn't
I haven't
count
hit
for
that
gifted
mark,
subs,
obviously.
though. It has to be not gifted subs and not Twitch Primes. So it has to be like organic paid subs individually. And once you get that, then you can have a better payout. Still kind of atrocious payout, but whatever. So Asmongold has like preferential treatment, but he's making a crazy amount, so much so that I'm pretty confident that his YouTube channels started as like people just clipping Asmongold clips. And then he reached out to them and was like, hey, just do that on my page and you can have the revenue from it on YouTube because it feeds back so well to Twitch. So like Asmon clips are everywhere, right?
Yeah.
He's given his opinion on everything.
Yeah.
And he has like pretty solid takes or pretty frustrating takes. So then you either want to comment on it, give it engagement and be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Or you listen and you're like, okay, yeah, I feel that way too. And
He's very vocal. It'd be like,
He's
this guy's
very
a
vocal.
bitch. Like, he straight up does it. But it's funny because like I would say the majority of what I watch of Asmongold is typically on YouTube. Like, cause I don't have,
and it's from his stream,
right?
right?
I don't have time to necessarily like
Watch
go
it
like
live.
when I have time, like I'll hop in the stream. But most of the time, like I got you and my other boys streaming, so like I try to hop in your guys's because like 40,000 versus like whatever you guys are averaging. Like I like to watch my friends. I don't really know Zach that well. But like I'll watch my friends, but when I'm in the middle of a workout, because I watch my friends when they're live, I could pop on like go straight to Asmongold on YouTube, and I'm clicking on it, and even his like think about how many people are watching that while he's doing it. And then you put it on YouTube, and I'm looking at a YouTube video that has 400,000 views in a day.
Instantly. There'll be like 6 of those, and they're like millions and millions of views. I mean, it's great brand recognition because then you'll just always, everyone has seen him. He's done it phenomenally. That's like a literal masterclass in content creation, especially in streaming. And if you look at any of the other biggest streamers, the best way, if you're trying to be a streamer, the best way to grow is to stream less and turn everything else into content. So like it would literally be to stream maybe 1-2 hours a day and then literally cut that into a YouTube video every day or multiple YouTube videos.
That's how I found you.
Yep.
Yeah. Like before, when I wanted to get something done, I'm looking on, like for example, Asmon, I'm looking at abs and stuff. Okay. Well, after his video is done playing, it rolls over to recommended channels.
Yeah.
And then now you're popping up in the recommended channels. I was like, well, this guy, he makes a ton of sense in his guides too. Yeah. So now I'm subscribed to your channel. It's like, okay, well, if he's posting these on YouTube, what's he doing on Twitch today? Now I'm over on Twitch watching you do it live, versus if I want like a quicker version, okay, well now you have mods and editors that are now chopping down what you're doing and making it more consumable content for the rest of us, which I've been telling her, like I tell her like for her example, she should get mods. She should get people that are clipping and editing her videos because she just hasn't saved her Twitch. She
and
has
I have
a big
people
YouTube
who
following.
would do that. Yeah. I totally have people that would do that. But I just haven't.
That's it. Literally, it is like the key to exponential growth, especially with your audience.
Yeah.
Right? Like the key to exponential growth would literally be like having all of the things you do on Twitch, because a live stream doesn't live anywhere else. Like
it's just
some people are, but you're not that often going back and like rewatching a live stream. They're like, oh, what did she do? And unless they go on YouTube and be like, that was the and then like see like the highlights of it and like see the best portions. Because not every second of your life is super entertaining, but like when you're doing something like a baking stream, and they want to see like the fun things that happen. Yeah. Your hair getting caught in the mixer. Yeah.
No, literally. So what's crazy too is I literally even made a separate YouTube channel for that, Gaming with Gabs.
Did you?
Yeah, I have one.
She has a channel. She has 2 channels. Both have 1 million subs. Now she started a 3rd one.
Yeah, so I just started this one. It got like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers on YouTube in like a day. I just haven't posted. I posted like 2 things on it.
R.I.P. my Katie.
I need to, hey, it's the baking streams and stuff.
R.I.P. my kitchen.
Hush. They get views though, but it's like hard to like, how do you stick with it?
Yeah, that's
even
the question.
whenever you have like down months or whenever you're looking at the numbers and you're like, well,
and how do you keep people like engaged? Like, what are you doing specifically on your channels to like, cause I know it's hard to sit there. She looks at houses, but I know it's hard to sit there, play a video game. Also, like, you have a separate monitor, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I have 3 monitors.
So, and then you're looking at chat. And what else are you looking at?
One is chat. One is like the game or whatever is on like the main monitor that the chat can also see unless I'm like full screen. And then this one is like if I need to pull something up to show, right? It's like either I will pull it up on here or like, how if someone links you like, oh, check out this, like never pull that up right away on your main screen. Because it's gonna be something that's gonna get you in trouble.
Maybe I should set up that 3rd monitor.
So it's really easy, to set it up just separately. And then I feel like I also play like my music, I'll like search it over here. But like if you're just watching like YouTube videos, you just bring it over and you just watch it and search it all together. But realistically, mostly I just got the 3rd screen. It's just being able to read chat and being able to do what you're doing normally. And being able to read chat means you're just like being able to hang out, respond, and like have a good time. And keeping people engaged. Really, the interesting thing is when you're a small streamer or when you're starting out, your chat's not moving at a crazy pace, right? Yeah. You're not always being asked questions. So what you're doing is technically narrating your life or narrating your thought process. That's the best way to keep it going because you want to talk all the time. We were talking about it. You always are talking when someone comes in.
He gets mad.
But it's better because if I clicked on your stream and I was like, I want to see what Chase is doing right now, and you were doing this.
That's what
I do. I'm just like
not saying anything. Yeah. I'm not gonna like instantly that long of it too. Me doing it for that long felt super awkward for me. Like you have to be doing something. You're always talking. So like it's easier as you grow because then you always have people asking you questions in chat and you're hanging out. And then as you grow past that, you can't even respond to chat because it's like too fast, right? So that when chat's moving too fast, you can like, you'll see like one of the messages as it's like blasting up by. But it's a lot easier when you grow. That middle ground is really easy to like converse to chat. But in between, you're literally just like narrating what you're doing, like having fun. And that's like also why I suggest like when someone's first starting is don't stream 10 hours of you playing a game, because like you're not entertaining for those 10 hours. Like if you want to take it as a business, then stream 2 hours, have as much fun as possible. Know kind of before you even play, like what you're gonna do in the game that's gonna be like entertaining, and then spend the time growing elsewhere that redirects people over to the stream.
How
It's
long
the
do
only
you
way.
like stream for at a time?
I feel
Like
you're
on your
on-
average
I
day.
stream a lot, but
Yeah.
I play a game that takes a lot of time to do.
So how long though?
Uh,
like in a day, like your average day. how many
Average day,
hours?
5 to 8 hours.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's a
your
full-time.
job.
Yeah.
So like
I
that
play the
makes
video game 5-8 hours, but
Yeah,
like
you don't- you don't
I wake up
stream it.
early in the morning so I get everything done. So like I try to get home because in my head this is how like chase math works. I'm like if I get up at 7
Not girl math,
and I get
chase math.
and I get like my cardio done, I get the workout done, I eat lunch, and I could get on the game about 2 o'clock. That gives me about 8 or 9 hours. It gives me 6 hours to play, 3 hours of COD, and then I could go to bed. Like that's
Yeah.
my math.
Makes sense though. I mean, hey, it's whatever you gotta
But
do.
like the next thing is too is like how important is it to be on top of like common topics within the video game, being on top of. I know it can be like a stressful job, like recently with Season of Discovery dropping and finding the runes and helping
Yeah.
you. Like, is it important that you are now on there competing and trying to find these things faster so that you are the first one to dish this content out?
That's actually, it's an interesting mix, right? So like, this was really fun. When a new video game comes out, you just like dive in and you play a crazy amount. And also everyone watching is all playing it or seeing it for the first time together. So like this was like trying to discover or like break down some secrets and puzzles all together with my chat. But then you also have the mix of like, well, once it's found, do you then go and like stop streaming to make a video on YouTube about how to do this thing?
Right.
Because if you don't, someone watching you discover it for the first time is literally gonna go do that. So like for me, when a game first comes out, I'm not really in a rush to make new content on it. I'll make good content on it. And so like this mix is like, for me, there's better ways to do it, but I've chosen mentally to be like, if I want to do something, that's what I'll do. So like if a new game comes out and I want to play for like 48 hours and get the world's first, that's it. I'm going to do that when I could lucratively or like financially spend more time, play for the first like 4 hours, find everything, and then get like footage of it and then edit that into like 10 videos. But instead I'm like, I'm going to play I got into playing video games to play video games.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play.
You did it for fun. You did
Yeah.
it for the passion.
Do you have mods or no?
Yeah.
Well,
Duh.
okay, so how
I
are
have
you
like
guys?
4 mods.
How are you guys picking mods? What stands for a criteria as a mod? What does a mod do specifically? And what's the last
You
question?
don't wanna know.
Are your mods like, are they like hired? Like they're watching your stream from start to finish?
The largest streamers have paid mods. Most of them even still don't have paid mods because usually you get mods by like, if you were to hang out in my chat all the time and I like talk to you for like
Yeah.
weeks, months on end, and you're always there, and you were maybe like sending me a lot of clips when something fun happens and I'm like, clip that.
Clip that.
That's
Hey,
exactly
clip
what you
that.
said.
And if that happens though, and you're always like sending the clips and being really helpful, then I might like approach you and ask if you would be a mod if you wanted to. And that's like, it's more of a social aspect too than it is like a paid job early on until the person is making like, if the person's making $100,000 every stream, then their mods are like full-time jobs. They're like literally having to moderate the chat consistently. My mods, I mean, when I'm doing like a big event, like we announced the official Hardcore Realms, that was announced to the world on my stream. And that was at an event I was hosting. So there was, on my stream, it was 50,000 people watching. On Asmin's stream, he had like 90,000 people watching. So there I needed to have a mod team consistently like stopping everybody that was posting like inappropriate things, right?
Right. Which happens a lot, I'm assuming.
When you're in like that size and it's like a major events, absolutely, right? And so when we were doing that, like you need a mod team. And that was technically the team that helped me put on the event. So it wasn't even technically like a fully paid team. We all split all of the revenue for it evenly. But like finding mods in general is usually just like people you feel like you can trust. And that's a big thing. Like they eventually could like betray your trust or betray their power. And then it's like you got to get
Does
rid
that
of
happen
them.
to you before?
No, I've actually been really lucky. My mods have been
I had to
great.
almost kick one mod out once because people were like, the mods, I have 4, they were bickering back and forth. It was
Yeah.
like a power struggle, like who's
They're like-
Gab's favorite?
Yeah, they're fighting for your attention.
It wasn't like that
It's like,
big of a deal. It was
Get
fine.
out of here. Like,
yeah, it's like the people that you like the most, not like the most, but like everyone who's the most active, people
yeah,
who
they're
you,
consistently
like,
there. You trust them
exactly.
to like.
Who's your most trusted? Jay Bailey?
he is in it. And
Jay
then
Bailey's a mod for me in
and
my
then
Discord. Like,
Jonathan is.
he's like I don't know hers,
I
but
have a
like
few.
we have like a guy that really, he does like charcuterie boards and a bunch of stuff, but he's been like around since like YouTube
Every
days.
live stream I'm on.
Super supportive
First
guy.
person
Yeah.
on it, watches the whole thing. I appreciate you, Jay Bailey. I know you're gonna be watching this.
He's always
Shout out
watching.
to you.
Shout out.
And Jonathan, and then I have Joseph. I have like a good.
all
like,
J names.
Oh
What
no,
a-
it is all J
What-
names. And
how
my
did
gra-
you come
I
up
have
with
one
that?
Braden. I don't know. They're just
Jabraden?
No,
Jabraden's
Braden.
Oh, Jabraden.
Yeah.
That
would be okay. Like, that would be a
Not
troll.
quite, not quite. Yeah, I guess they are all J names. Now that I'm thinking about
So
that.
would you say like your mods play the same video game as you, or are they just hanging on?
Not
to it?
always, actually. A lot of it, like a lot of people don't even play the games anymore. And especially if you play a game like consistently for a long time, like those people will just have grown with you. And eventually like you always like start, like you start small and then you need more as you're getting larger. And so it's like if someone just always watches you and always is there and hanging out and like is useful, it's like a mod for like a Reddit thread or anything, or a mod for your Discord. It's like if they're gonna be there and help like get rid of the people that are doing degenerate things.
Like if
then,
you're
yeah.
watching anyways, like you may as well be like, hey, if you see it before me, like help me out. Like I know
Yeah,
you're gonna
exactly.
see it eventually. So it's like whatever. But you said 50,000 people were watching the
That was an
hardcore-
event. That was
So
my
what do
by
you-
far my
You know,
biggest.
you know the hardcore thing. Remember when I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
no,
like
I know.
hardcore drops at 4 p.m. today. We got to be home.
Yes,
so
you were like,
can
I
play.
gotta be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
And
do
I
you
was also
think-
trying to hold on before you go. I was also trying to explain to her the importance of trying to. She didn't understand why
The
we were
queue.
in. Not, yeah, the queue.
trying to get into the game.
The queue, she didn't understand that at first.
Oh,
And the
it's the
second
worst.
thing is we were just in New York doing holiday stuff. I was like, we need to stop doing the holiday stuff so I can get home and get my name. She didn't understand the importance of that.
So
I
it
could
stops
never get my
everything.
name. Never. With the new season, I'm literally spamming to log in.
Mm-hmm.
The second everyone starts getting in, without creating a character to look like anything, I don't do anything. I just go to grab my name, couldn't grab it. Start TV, couldn't grab it. Start TTV, because I was like, let's mess around. That's cheesy. Nope, couldn't grab it.
So what is it?
I have like a female character named Sarthet.
Sarthet.
I have like Sarth Rogue, Sarth X. is
Yeah.
like, don't
Chase
steal those.
X, Lotus
Yeah.
X, Chase E.
Why are so many? I'm sure people are just taking your name to make you mad.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. People will
Are they trying to
instantly.
sell it to you?
That's happened before.
I remember
That's happened
Asmongold had at the launch of Classic in 2019.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there watching him try to get his name, and then he ended up finding the person that booked his name, but they wanted like $10,000 to give him his name, and he was
You're
just
getting
like.
blackmailed.
But then somebody also had the name Asmon, so they gave him his free name, but like $10,000 for an in-video game name, which to be fair, he could pay because he makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Two, it's brand recognition, so he's probably gonna make that up. But it's more like the principle of paying somebody $10,000.
No, it's so cheesy. It's like I don't understand what that social interaction is. Like, why take my name and then be like, I get that some people want money out of it, but a lot of people just want it to be like, ha ha ha, I have your name. It's like,
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's
like
crazy.
you're not me though.
how was what did you win from that?
You know what I
sick.
think would be really cool is I think if in video games, like I know they do this with 2K basketball, but
Yeah.
I would like to see it transition into like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, League, like all these competitive games, is you can get verified in the game. So next to your
They
name,
reserve.
yeah, like it'll have like a blue check mark next to your name. Like they have it in 2K basketball.
Really?
Like if it's you get verified through 2K, you have like a check mark next to your name so they can prove it's actually you.
That's sick, because then other people can run around with your name doing like
Pretending.
messed
Exactly.
up things.
Yeah.
Like
you just submit your ID
Yeah.
photo and all this and that, and they process it and they give you like your name. For example, like Sarth, you're a fucking you're a streamer. Like Like you should be able to have some version of your name versus a kid or somebody who's like a superstar fan just takes your name. Now he could go in game and claim to be somebody he's not. It's incredible.
I like chatting.
It happens all the time.
Especially
actually.
because like,
I've run into people
yeah.
that like I'm like, yo, what's up? And they pretend to be the person, and then I'll like talk to them like in Discord, and I was like, yeah, what were you doing over here earlier? And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, no way that was someone with your name pretending to be you.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
It's
like why
super weird.
Like why do these video games that are reaching out and trying to get like major media attention? Like why not verify your creators, the people that are bringing in a community to your game? Like you're one of the leaders in the video game.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? So it's like why not give our leaders, the people who are doing things for the game, the reason people are playing this game, like their name at the bare minimum? I would hope so.
That's smart.
You know
That's
what I mean?
smart.
Somebody even took Gab Moses. Remember when we tried to play in the beta? And I was like trying to type in Moses. I was like,
people like to take my name.
Who's taking your name? Like,
but it was just Moses though, because like that's a pretty.
Yeah, that could have been.
That's kind of making a jump. Oh no, that was me.
Moses,
Gab Moses was taken. Like,
okay,
that's
I'm
pretty
like,
specific.
no one calls me Gab. I don't
that's
know
pretty
anyone
specific.
else.
Gab Moses is pretty specific.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I don't know.
But just Moses, like I have a friend
few.
whose name is Zero. Like he uses the name Zero, and he's like, people always take my name. And I'm like, no offense, because you're not a massive streamer, and it's the most common name of all time. Like,
Right.
like you're just like, and he's like,
That's like someone
they
named
always-
John.
yeah.
Being like, oh.
why did they grab my name? I can't believe I
Exactly.
can never get anywhere I go. Gmail, someone already had John, copycat. It's like, yeah, but like, is it though?
Right.
Or is it just someone who's like Moses?
Where did you get the name Sarth from?
Oh man. So first video game you could name your character was Pokemon Blue version for me. So I had Pokemon Blue, and like when Professor Oak is like, what's your name? This is like Gary is your opponent. What's your name? And I don't know why.
Ash.
I don't know why. I literally was trying to think of like something that sounded cool, and I came up with Sarth. And I stuck with that my whole life. And until recently, I thought that was like the most original thing ever. But there's a place in France, or a region in France, called Sarthe, France.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing, but I'm assuming like as a kid, psychologically, somehow I had seen that name and thought it was cool and used it, but didn't literally, someone recently was like, are you French? And I was like, no, why, what's up? And then he sent me a link and I was like,
That's crazy though.
I have like my name, let me tell you. So like basically I used to go by, when I was in middle school, like my username for everything was swag 4 days with a Z. Swag, the number 4 days with a Z, underscore.
the most middle school thing.
Underscore YOLO, like the most middle school thing you can go. Right?
Not the underscore.
And I was like, you know what? I got to high school. I was like, Chase, it's been a long middle school career. We need to change this, right? I'm like, okay, well, what should it be? So then I was like, HBK Chase, like HBK Chase. So it stood for
I get it.
half black. Yeah, you get it. Half black kid Chase. Like that's what it was, right? HBK Chase. And I was like, then I got on Netflix and like they're like, okay, well, it probably can't be half black kid Chase anymore. So what do you want to name? I was like, but I'm HBK Chase.
But that's who I am.
They're like,
I'm HBK.
You're like, it's part
they're
of
like,
me now.
they're like, but like, you could be like Heartbreak Kid. Why do you have to be half black kid? Shit. I was like, it's just my thing. It's part of me. And they're like, but your name Chase Lamore is not taken. Like if you don't take it, now somebody's gonna take your name, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want my name. I want HBK Chase. I'm glad like they convinced me to switch everything and Chase Lamore.
Way smarter.
You're right. Now I can't fucking take my name, but like before, people don't understand who plays video games. It's like when you like Pokemon Blue. Mine, I think was Diamond and Pearl was like when I got on those.
Listen,
Yeah.
I played Web.
Yellow
Kids.
version actually, because like yellow version was the best Pokemon
Yeah.
one because that's the one where the Pikachu follows you.
That one was,
That
that was actually
like,
a great one.
That was huge because like Pikachu following you was cool. I asked that for Christmas for like 4 years and finally got it. Like I was super
Oh my
stoked.
God.
They had already released like the new ones, and he was like, "Yes, I finally got yellow version." There's like all of these new Pokemon.
We're on a
versions
Pokemon
out.
XYZ
Yeah.
Diamond Sky Blue. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh
my fault.
goodness.
My
I
bad.
can't relate. I never played Pokemon.
You played what
I
was that
played
game?
Webkins.
No, you
What
played
was the
that
first game you played?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's what she was playing.
Well,
Yeah.
could you pick names in Animal Crossing?
Anyone could have any name. Like
There you go.
there
So
could be
what'd you-
duplicates.
Oh yeah, but what would
It
you
was
pick?
just always Gab.
So
So
it's perfect.
basic, like
so you're
nothing-
Gab.
Yeah.
So
like
when we
nothing
were kids,
interesting.
we were playing RuneScape and Warcraft. When she was a kid, she was playing Club Penguin. Like,
Yeah, I did play Club Penguin.
I feel like that's very standard though, and
Yeah.
like now the times are changing. Like when we
Exactly.
grew up, it was like there was a rift in like girls
Girls
like,
and guys.
had to play like these like more childish and more friendly games that were like less competitive, and like guys played like intense games.
Yeah.
And it was
That's
like
true.
fantasy
Hello Kitty
or
Online.
shooters.
Yeah, no girls growing up though played the games that you guys played, but now it's so different.
Yeah,
like girls
it's
are
way
playing the same
better.
thing. Yeah, it's way more fun. I'm like, why did I play these stupid games?
You
when
want me
guys
to
had
tell you
the-
why? Because the second you would say something in chat, you would have so many guys just being like, oh, girl,
like,
Exactly.
like my,
Yeah.
like off of like, you know what's funny is like there's another more embarrassing moment than when you are in like a COD lobby and you just get clapped and it's like a girl just starts chatting. I've never seen like a more dead lobby. We're all just sitting there just like,
No, I play
She's
with
like,
my
sit
microphone.
down. You're like,
No.
you're
what's like the
done.
go-to things? Go make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Give your boyfriend back the mic. Like these typical like.
Yeah.
things
I
that
don't play
guys
with
say.
the mic because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and I'm always
and
just
it's
scared
so
of
much
you guys.
better now than it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Sometimes
like
I just want to give her
2013.
my headset and like I'm just running the lobbies and
And
just
then
let
I'll
her-
just talk.
But her trash talking is terrible. Like one time this girl was making
Really?
her mad and she's like, "Why don't you go read a book? It's called the Bible." And I was like, "That's all you got? That's all you got?"
No, what's the Wendy's one that I told you?
She
That?
said, go read the Bible.
She had me for a goddamn once. She comes out and she goes, Chase, ask them if they know Wendy. And like I was just like ignoring her. She's like, just ask them if they know Wendy. And I like take it off. And I was like, Moses, who is Wendy? And she goes, Wendy's nuts go in your mouth. And I was just like,
Damn.
got him.
And then you used
Got it.
that one for a while.
I did.
Yeah, I'm super suspicious of when people ask me something that I don't know, because somehow it's gonna relate to a
Yeah.
D's nuts.
Something.
No, she
Yeah.
what is the other one she did? Well, she gets her advice from her
From my
Twitch
Discord,
chat or
yeah.
her Discord.
Yeah.
And she goes, ask me if they got an OnlyFans. I was like, why am I gonna ask the video game people if they have an OnlyFans? I go, do you guys have an OnlyFans? And they're like, no, why? And I go, Moses, they want to know why. She goes, what did you say? Because you guys are about to get fucked for free or something. Or you might as well charge because I'm about to fuck you for free.
Yeah, see,
Or
these-
something
That was a
like
pretty
that.
good one.
See,
was
these are
like-
just ones that I'll be like in my Discord and I'll be like, hey, like give me some good roast.
Yeah, I need
and then
to
it's just
trash talk.
pages, and they're all so creative. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay,
No.
it's funny though. I like it.
that's what it is now. When we were when you're kids, it literally was like your mom,
Your mom.
or like
Nothing,
as
your
like black
mom.
kids. A lot of times I wouldn't hop in voice because it was like the N word was like
immediate.
prevalent.
Go
It
pick me
was-
some cotton.
Yeah.
You know, like what? Bro?
Yeah, you're like, what the hell is that? Where did
No.
that? It's so
Report.
gaming has changed a lot and gotten a lot better. I think even in trash talk now, it's like
Yeah.
creative trash talk because even like the kids that would say that are like, I don't know why I said that. You know, it's like,
No.
Do you
I was
think that gaming has become more political? Like, do you think that there are players that are like such a good skill set, or play at like such a high level, but they're not necessarily a part of like the Liquids or the Myth or what's that? What's that one that wanted to sign me?
TSM or 100 Thieves? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you think that there's players out there that play at these competitive levels that aren't part of these, but don't get a shot because it's become political?
Absolutely. Like if you were a very outspoken person in any field, if in Netflix, in YouTube, if you were very outspoken in a way that was like kind of like not so chill, I guess, you know, if you were saying some fucked up things, then other companies don't want to be associated with you, like advertisers as well. So like if you were going to be signed to a major team, a major sports team, if we look at like even Formula One to soccer to anything, is like any major team, if you are like one of their stars, one of their talent, and then you just go out there and say some messed up things,
then they're blamed.
then you're gone. Then, yeah, they're
Association.
going to axe you. So like, oh, the best would be literally Rachel Ziegler or whatever her name is for Disney recently. Like they're basically like cutting her from Snow White and recasting it, I think.
But what'd she
What'd
do?
she do?
She went on a ton of interviews I can't believe you guys didn't see this.
No, I'm gonna look at it. when
The
we leave.
Snow White girl went on a ton of rants about like how the movie's gonna be terrible, but the old version of Snow White was terrible
And she was
because it
Snow
was about
White.
men and it only should be about woman empowerment. But like,
gosh.
and she's Snow White, but then was like, but we also like, I forget all of the things she said, but she literally got pulled away from the press junkets because her interviews were making the movie look so bad. And Disney is like, we need to like reshoot a lot of this. This is like how to tank your career 101
Yeah.
was everything she's done. And that's the same thing in gaming though, but at a much smaller level because now gaming is a lot more mainstream. Before it was like you were just good at the game, that's all they cared about. You could be the weirdest person in the world, and realistically, a lot of gamers, us included, are weird in our own ways.
Right.
So you can be the most niche person in the world as long as you're good at it. But now it's also very forward facing.
Yeah,
so
I don't even
also
think you
need to
really
present.
necessarily need to be good anymore. Because
No.
you look at like OGs, like think about like Swifty's a prime example of this. Swifty back in the day was a god of the game. Nobody knew how to play the game.
Yep.
But he built such a persona around being like good at the game. Like I don't know if you remember like the old WoW commercials. They used Mr. T and I'm the Knight of the Mohawk. They had I'm the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. They had what's the guy that played Captain Kirk in Star Trek? He played a shaman.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name.
They had Vern Troyer
Yeah.
playing a mage. Like all these people that are respectively probably trash at the game. So thanks, Clay, if you're watching this. I could be trash. But listen, because they have good personalities, Swifty, prime example, that goes back. He's still big with Razer. He's still big with streaming even. And like I would say, arguably, he's probably not getting into a top 10 guild anytime soon.
No shot. I mean, to be fair, Asmongold would never get into a top 10 world guild. Not even close. No,
he's
not even close. But he knows that he has a lot of knowledge about the game. He's very entertaining. But
I
like
thought he was good.
He's not bad.
he just doesn't play it anymore, right? And like you don't need to, and that's totally fine.
He has the personality.
Yeah, he has
he's
the
likable.
personality. But
Yeah.
like
That makes sense.
in anything, if you look at like in any like shooters like Courage or like Tim the Tatman, Tim is, no offense, not that great at shooters.
No. But
Better
he's
than
in
me.
COD. He's got a skin now.
Yeah, but he's so entertaining. That's like, and he knows it. He's so entertaining. A lot of his content is actually reviewing or like watching other people play. So that's like, it's not the barrier to entry anymore is to be good at the game. It's to be more entertaining. And also it could be to be good, but that's a different, like, you're in a different vein.
Okay,
that
so
makes sense.
what would be your advice to like, okay, like, let's say like you look at your younger self and you go, okay, like start the junior, like, okay, this is what you should do to get the best possible outcome for becoming a video game streamer. What would you tell that person? Or not even video, just being a streamer in general.
YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. She told me Snapchat's a real thing that adults actually
Getting
do,
Snap.
Yeah.
apparently,
Yeah.
outside of what it used to be for.
We've all been there.
All of those. So if you want to grow on stream, and if I were to go back to tell myself before I started, all of it would be stream less, make more content. It is everything. And then the best way to do it as you're growing is to repurpose your stream content as that other content, because it also shows everyone watching that whatever they want to watch, you're going to be doing on stream.
And it's the highlights too.
Yep.
Like they don't have to sit and watch like a 6-hour stream in your case. They could just get bullet points.
And it's not like a sexy YouTube video like that. Showing your stream highlights isn't going to blow up most of the time right away. And it's going to have this slow climb, but it's this really slow, like this really big climb with your stream. Or it could actually blow up if you're doing, I mean, if the best way to do it would be to do really entertaining things on stream. Like Ludwig, great example. He knows exactly what he's going to do on the stream. And it's like a bit or something fun. Like it's going to be a
he have
show,
a
and then it's going to be not a script necessarily, but like bullet points of like, I want to do this. We're going to have this little event and then repurpose that as a YouTube video every time. That's
Yeah,
the
he just
best.
put
You
on a
would
boxing
blow up. Yep.
He did the chess boxing event.
Yeah.
I don't know he was a
Oh,
chess
that was
streamer.
him?
Yeah,
I knew about that.
He hosted it.
Yeah.
I'm friends with the Bowtie sisters. They're big on the Twitch community. They're like
They're DJing now too.
They do DJs and they're like renowned chess. I actually did like a blind date with Andrea, the sister, or Alec, one of the two. The younger one. I did a
should
blind
know
date with her.
Yeah, you should know.
How was the date? No, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
come on.
Well, I was going really good, and then her friend came in who was really edgy, and her friend did not like me. So like she was picking me to go, and then the friend came on. The friend was like, I don't like his cargo pants, because I came in with Air Forces and like I had like camo cargo pants on. And she goes, every guy I've ever talked, and like this girl, mind you, is like in ripped jeans, like a gothic t-shirt, has like face paint on.
basics.
And I was like I should have wore this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because she was more like this style, and I had like, you know, crisp white Air Forces on and like camo pants and like a tight t-shirt, a couple chains. I was like trying to look good for this date. She goes, yeah, he clearly looks like a fuckboy, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of it. So she got to be the one to eliminate. It wasn't the girl that eliminated me, it was her. She's like, she's got to go. And I walked to the corner and she was like, oh, and she was
Not
like,
Chase.
no, she's like, well, to be fair, you were probably a fuckboy anyways. And I was
To
like,
be fair,
I was like, yeah, but listen, at least let me, do my job before,
Oh my gosh.
give me the title.
I have one like quick question off topic, but I was just thinking about this. Twitch and Kick. Has Kick like affected your like Twitch streaming? Would you ever move over? Like, what's your take on that?
That is a good question. I would say Kick has an infinite amount of capital. They are backed by stake.com, which is like a gambling website. And that's
I
like
didn't know that. I was wondering why I always see them together.
People are like wary of it, and it doesn't really have many mods in general. So you can say very outlandish things over there.
No, because some kid got banned for saying some crazy stuff, like literally yesterday.
They're finally cracking down, because it was like people were watching like full movies, people were watching porn for a while on there, and like that was.
I'm live streaming some backskin blown out.
So Kick is becoming more legit, and it has the potential and money to have a lot of longevity. And Twitch just allowed you to start multi-streaming on everything. They like they had an exclusivity thing if you're even an affiliate.
Yeah.
Garbage. Marketing.
Yeah, they were trying to say like if you become a partner, which is better for us for not getting partnered, because if you become a partner of Twitch, well, they said you couldn't stream on like TikTok or YouTube or anything like that. And I was like, well, why would I make myself one-dimensional just for a verified badge? Like,
for nothing.
Like the only reason I'm big on here is because I'm big on these other platforms. So that was never be the case. And in fact, going back to Kick, my next boxing match is actually against one of the, I don't know how your opinion on like these creators that do like live streaming, like what's it, like the 24-hour, they carry it with them and they're doing in real life stuff.
Like a Fuzi moment?
Yeah, like Fuzi's one of my best friends, but like I'm boxing HS Tiki Taki, the main event in Leeds, January 20th. He's the biggest streamer right now, but the reason he's so big is because he's live streaming on Kick. Well, while he's doing this, people are calling in, like they're swatting them.
Fighting.
He had Zerka, like that guy Zerka like rolled up on him and his girl at a restaurant. They're fighting in the street. Like it's really dangerous stuff that they got going on this Kick.
That is, I mean, it's entertaining, but it's like where's the longevity, I guess, in that?
The safety.
Has it changed like your viewership or
not
whatever?
at all.
Oh, so
No.
okay, you have really
So I think Kick right now has not really grabbed any of the gaming audience, and it's going for like more variety streamers. So like the biggest barrier to entry is like if you think about live streaming, you think inherently about Twitch, so you go there. Even YouTube. YouTube has, I'm sorry, YouTube, garbage live streaming UI.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be working with them for their live streaming, and it was so trash.
It's so frustrating.
Oh, you should say it's trash if they're gonna pay you.
Well, this was a while ago.
Brand deal gone.
Yeah.
They're working on it supposedly, but like it's really, really like, why are you doing this? So like for Kick too, it's like the big thing is like now you have to get people to go over there instead of the main platform where everyone else is on. And that's the barrier to entry. And right now it doesn't affect any gaming streamer, but like they made a huge deal and got XQC, biggest streamer in the world. So like that was a great move for them, because then that translates his audience over there. But his audience is like gonna just watch XQC, and then like they'll either go back to Twitch to watch whatever. So like really their big thing would be to have to get all of the streamers to really agree to go over to Kick, which it just hasn't happened yet. People are afraid to stream on Kick because someone can say a ton of racial slurs and just not get banned, or like.
But you can have mods, no?
Yeah, you can still have mods, but it's like now you have to have your mods moderating multiple venues.
There's no auto mod.
And you're also right now, as it is, like there's not like that much of an advantage for some people to go stream on Kick, because like the viewership numbers, just the inherent how many people are on the website is so much smaller than how many people are on Twitch. Although Kick has a great revenue model. It's 95-5 split.
Yeah.
I was gonna
say way better.
And then you can get signed because Aiden owns it. You're getting signed. There's streamers like my friend Fuzi got a $15 million deal.
He
with
owns
them.
it?
Aiden Ross, yeah, he's like the CEO of Kick. He owns it. That's why when the next boxing match, I'm gonna bet. I was like, bro, I'm gonna stream again this year. I want to bet a Kick deal. Like, it doesn't even have to be 15 million. You give me $1 million, I'll stream X amount of dollars a month. But like, what was I gonna say is like, it goes back to like what I mean is like, there's like a safety element of that when you live stream. I know, like for example, with Twitch, you can't stream and drive or something like that. Like if you're driving on stream,
there's a lot of rules.
Yeah, well on Kick, you got people doing that. You got people. There was a girl, my friend KJ. She streams on Twitch right now, but like she like lit her like kitchen on fire while doing
cooking, drinking
stream.
and cooking.
Right.
I mean, that's entertaining, but it's dangerous, and that's, I mean, realistically, the reason Twitch bans all that stuff because if that does really well, other people are going to do it and try to recreate it as like
the wrong
people
reasons.
do, as like, oh, that was successful, let's copy that. And then it's dangerous, and Kick has the money to like pay for those lawsuits, right?
Right.
And I think that's where it really, like, once the companies get bigger in whatever space, it becomes more regulated and less fun and less open. So that's the issue, I think, between the two. I think Kick has the potential. Kick could do it. Kick could be the big next thing. They just have to, they have a big barrier to entry. They have to just overcome Twitch and like
Which is hard.
make it a better platform for the users and for the streamers.
Whoa. Twitch actually almost shot themselves in the foot there for a minute. You remember, it was a couple months ago that we were talking about that everybody was going to leave Twitch because they implemented that new terms of service agreement that was like all revenue, or you can pump ads into your thing or whatever, all revenue would go straight to Twitch. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they've done like a lot of things where you can't, they were like, you can't do organic ads.
Yeah.
You can't have normal sponsors.
And they switched it within like 24
they
hours.
switch things up really quick. Because it's, whoever's over there doing it sometimes has really bad ideas. The old CEO, Emmett Shear, I think is his name. Their new CEO, Dan Clancy, he's like very much about the streamers. He's very involved with events. He was at the OTK streamer or game awards this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And he was also at the normal game awards I saw him on Thursday there. And so like, he's very involved in the Twitch community and cares about like the streamers and the community more so than the old CEO was focused more on like the technology. And that's where Kick has a good thing, is their CEO, like the leaders of Kick want it to be a dope streaming platform. They're just like, this, it's not about the money yet. It's about being a dope streaming platform because they've got Stake making all the money. Like, it's a dope streaming platform. So if they really, really keep investing in it, they're for sure gonna get so much. Kick will take off.
Jeez, that's interesting.
Awesome. Do you have any more questions for Sar?
No, that's all I got. Learned a lot today.
Yeah.
There's a masterclass.
There's a masterclass right here. Anyways, we appreciate you guys for tuning in to the #1 podcast in the world. I'm your host, Chase Demore.
And Gabrielle Moses.
This is Sarth. Sarth, can you tell the people where they can find you on all platforms?
Yeah, thanks for having me again, guys. My name is Sarth. You can find me on pretty much every platform as the name Sarthe, but on YouTube and Twitter, it is Sarth TV. That's because someone else has the name with like one post ever.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. If you like these types of videos, make sure you smash the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, follow the channel. All that helps a ton. We love you guys the most, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Chase out.
Bye.